I am so glad you're here. Thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Riselle, the Traveling Island Girl, and this video is super special. I know I say that about all of my content, but hear me out. Right now, I'm in the car and I'm sitting outside of a house. This house belongs to a really good friend of mine by the name of Trisha. Now, Trisha, what makes her so freaking special is that she has developed this unique concept that she does out of her home. We're gonna make a traditional Christmas or a traditional Caribbean Christmas dish. And we are also going to have a conversation with her because, like many of us, she too has gone through her sets of challenges and obstacles that she had to overcome and fears that she had to get over to get to where she is today. So, without much further ado, let's get into this video. This is my friend Trisha. She and I met about 20 years ago in a spa we were working in at the time. She as the esthetician and me as the front desk manager. Trisha then went on to building her very own spa from scratch, which got unfortunately destroyed in 2017 when St. Martin experienced the fury of what was Hurricane Irma. She recently started a complete new business right out of her home. Her story is one of resilience, heartache, and perseverance.
This cocktail turned gold.
Trisha, I'm so happy that you opened your house to me again. I mean, this is the second time that we're having coffee at your kitchen table, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this as well, because I want people to know about your story. I think your story is so inspiring, and it's so, you've gone through your set of, to say literally,
Yeah.
and it is so beautiful to see where you started and where you are right now.
My name, of course, is Trisha Dimas Rogers. And I add Rogers there because you would have known me from when I was Trisha Dimas Hodge. That's how far back. But now I'm Trisha Dimas Rogers. And this is just part of my journey. And I was born on the beautiful islands of Trinidad and Tobago, Twin Republic. 47 years old. I gave birth to two beautiful girls. I am a divorcee. I am a second time married. I'm going into a little bit of depth because I want people to understand that I am no different from some of the other women and some of the other things that they would go through in life. And I really want I really want them to see me in this light. So I am Trisha, who some days I'm very, very happy, and other days I'm very, very reserved. It doesn't mean that something is wrong. I am Trisha, who had to fight depression, who had to fight anxiety. I am just a woman trying to survive through the years. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job at it. So I was a cosmetologist, very young in life. Two things I wanted to do. I wanted to be a mortician. And
which is like, wow, like.
But I will tell you why I wanted to be a mortician. You'll see why I became a cosmetologist. I wanted to be a mortician literally because I didn't like how dead people look. I thought that they looked really gray and very ugly. I mean, this was back then. Nowadays, they look much better, So I wanted to make a difference with how dead people look. So that's why I wanted to be a mortician. I didn't know about, I'm not sure about embalming and seeing them there. I'm not sure about all of that. But that's what I wanted to do. So I was, for a certain time in my younger days, I really wanted to do that. But I also wanted to do cosmetology. I always wanted to become a beautician in those days. They would call you beautician. For me to do cosmetology, there is no cosmetology school here. Back in those days, I had no documents for here. So I had to go back to my country to do it. And I was only able to do that when I was around 21 years old. And I went back with two kids, one sick and my Tia that I have now. And I entered cosmetology school. So I came out of cosmetology school very broken, trying to juggle a failing marriage. Trying to juggle the death of my firstborn and also having a young child. I never took what I was going through in my life, I never took it into my workplace. Not one day. It had times when
Nobody
knew. I would go to the bathroom and cry. No one
Impossible.
knew. No one knew. And I would come out, I always like makeup, so my makeup on. And I will come out and I will go with a client and listen to that client's problem and help them with their problem. Speak positivity into them. I don't know how I did it, but it's something I still do up until this day. No one will know when I have $1. No one will know when I have $20. And even if I have $1, I am still given at my $1 and still given at my $20. I never made it about me. I always try to see the possibilities in helping others because I know what it is to go through pain. My professional life, what you all saw as far as the spa and me being professional, it was just part of a dream. I did not see this. This came after.
So before we go into how you got to be here now, we are going to make something together today.
Yes.
I just want you to tell us what that is. Because I'm a little familiar with the concept, but not from exactly what it is.
The Trini perspective.
Yes, the Trini perspective.
Let me get you from the Trini perspective. So actually, you have and would be getting a little bit of what the Cousoumeh experience is. So the Cousoumeh experience has two sides. Because I like to teach, I have classes. And because I like to cook and bake and feed people, I turned it into something where I can entertain people at my home. So it's in the early stages and it's just part of that big dream. So today we're going to make pastels.
I love the name.
Yeah. You all call it ayacas.
We call it ayaca because that's what because we're so close to Venezuela. So in Venezuela they call it ayaca. But I think the Trini version is a little different, isn't it?
It's quite similar. Maybe different with a little bit of taste. But it's really quite similar because I enjoy also the Caribbean version. I enjoy the Puerto Rican, the Dominican Republic, and the Venezuelan version. So it's just a matter of a cultural difference, depending on the ingredients that are available to us. And I make things my way. I like to do things my way because it's part of me practicing beauty. It still is beauty.
It still is beauty.
So when I cook, when I take a picture of my food, it has to look beautiful. When I set the table here for the Cousoumeh experience, it has to look beautiful with the resources I have.
But before we head into the making of Tricia's pastels, I want to let you know first that if you want to listen to the complete conversation I had with Tricia, and believe me, it's a conversation you'll want to listen to from beginning to end, I invite you to go to my podcast, Paradise Perspectives, as soon as you finish watching this video. I have left a link in the description below this video for your convenience, and while you're there, all I ask is that you follow the podcast for more empowering stories just like this one, and also leave a review. Now going back to Tricia's Cousoumeh experience, and she will explain a little bit later into this video what Cousoumeh really is, she took me for a tour of the garden, where many of the ingredients in her cooking actually come from. Like these banana leaves, for instance, key ingredients in the pastels we're about to make today.
That we are going to be wrapping the pastel in. This is plantain leaves, and then I did also some banana leaves. So we get the leaves from the front yard. So we cut it and wash them and put them over the fire to cinch them so they become more pliable. So these are the leaves that we use. This is a nice one actually. And that would be a nice one too. It has starfruit actually on it, but it just finished bearing. I'm surprised it has still on it one or two. And then this tree with the red in the back there, you know what that is? That's annatto.
What is annatto? Oh, yeah.
That's it. This is going to be in the pastel. We're going to use this in the pastel. And welcome into my kitchen where we are going to be doing pastels. It's a humble First People's food. I'm going to show you some of the ingredients that we're going to be using. So we're going to be using raisins, cilantro, shadow benny or bandania. Here we are going to be using some garlic, onions, chives, some fine leaf thyme, red bell peppers, seasoned peppers or pimento peppers as we call them, olives, some onions, capers. We're going to add for taste the ketchup, Worcestershire sauce, yellow mustard, and then this is separate. This is what we're going to be using to make the dough and to cook the stuff. So we're going to be using corn flour, cornmeal. Sometimes you can get Promosa, but this is the one we can get here. Some butter. This is Ruku oil. This is like what I showed you outside the tree we grow. I made some oil. Then we have some Ruku here also. And this is, I using it because this came from all the way, the hills of Paramin from Uncle Clyde. And then we have some oil.
In Trinidad, you mean?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yes, this came from all the way there. Here we have the banana leaves. These are already washed and singed. And then we're going to also wrap them with some foil. And then we have string. We might tie a few for you all to see. And then here we have the press that I'm going to use to press them out and fill them. So today we're going to be doing pastels, the Trini version of pastels. This is one for my mom. So we're going to be using this for good luck to make sure that the pastels come out good. Some garlic. Lots of garlic because this has to be seasoned really nicely. You smell the aroma?
Smells so good.
I'm going to throw in seasoned peppers. Make sure we get everything. We're going to let this Cousoumeh. So this is where the name Cousoumeh comes from. We are leaving it to cook slow and then just develop a flavor. So Cousoumeh is really to bring flavors together, cooking slow over fire to bring flavors together to get the full benefit from the food. So we're going to add the shadow benny.
Okay, what is the shadow benny?
So shadow benny is a leaf, they call it culantro also.
Not cilantro, culantro.
Culantro, the Spanish here will call it culantro. It's something like parsley and celery, it's family to that. The thyme, just drop the thyme in there. Any sticks, thyme is very, very essential for pastels. So any sticks that cannot be digested, we just pull it out after. But just drop it in there. Just regular ground beef. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can ground your own beef if you like, or if you like, you could also use beef and strip it up also. Some cultures, they do it like that. It's never too much.
How many do you think you can get out of? How many pastels did you get out of this?
This is maybe going to make like 150.
That's a lot of pastels.
Yeah. So a little bit of Ruku.
So that's the Roku sauce.
This is Ruku. We'll put a little bit of paprika. A lot. And we have to be very careful with the salt, okay? Because we're doing olives and stuff, so we don't want this to be too salt. A little bit of black pepper. Okay, so while this is cooking, we're going to head over to preparing the corn flour, this entire bar of cornmeal. You're going to need very clean hands around this time to do this. Going to do some butter. I have no recipe for this, none whatsoever. This is Roku oil, just because I want to color it a little bit. I may use a little bit more as time goes by and put a little bit of regular oil, a little bit of salt. And what I like to do with mine is, because I like beauty, so you see where it comes in. So I want my dough to have a little like specks of green in it. So I am putting in some. Okay, and then we're doing warm water, hot water. Better do it fast to get it. So You need to go in with your hand, clean hands. Clean hands hold this. And what I'm doing is bringing it into a dough. So we want this to be a little bit soft, not too hard, but we want it to be able to come together. So this is almost ready. So you see when the oil starts to come to the top from the ground beef, but I want my ground beef to be nice and juicy, not too dry, you know. We're gonna add all this. So we add the peppers, raisins, some olives, and some more olives. Mustard, a little bit, chives, rest of the shadow benny, some capers. I drain in the water. I want to manage because these sometimes are a little bit salty. You do some onions.
And this is what you were saying, you got it from the Curacao way of making this.
Yes, so in Trinidad they don't use the cocktail onions, but the ayacas and Curacao they use it. So that's why I say this is really my version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is giving me all of that, you know, that
A little bit of
Christmas feel from
nostalgia,
home.
yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. So tell me something, because you made a special one for me
Yes.
with the tuna,
Yeah.
because I don't eat beef, and this is my tuna version.
Yes.
But you said for anybody that is vegetarian or vegan, you can also
You can
do it.
use soy or lentils. Lentils and mushroom is a nice version too. We have to taste it. That's it. That's it. That's Trish pastels. That's it. If you call it ayacas, that's it. That's it. This is really nice, Riselle. We did good. We did good.
Can you get a high five? What are we doing? We are having the dough.
So this is the dough.
And then you take one of
This
the
is
leaves.
the press. So dough, oil, press, fill, wrap, string, foil.
So this sounds very simple, right? And to be honest, it is. You just need to get the hang of it. But really, this job is so much better done if you have a team to do it, because making 150 pastels is no small task. But I learned very quickly, and maybe that's because I remember making these as a kid. So it's rolled dough in ball, flattened ball using the banana leaves, add the stuffing, fold it, wrap it in the banana leaf, secure it with a string, and then wrap it again in foil. So some people don't use foil, but Trisha does, and it makes sense, and here's why. The dough is still uncooked at this point, so to cook it, we need to steam the pastel for 30 minutes, or you can also boil it. And if you're gonna boil it, then of course you don't want water to get inside, which is why she wraps hers another time in foil. So while we wait for the pastels to cook, we continue making more, because we still have quite a few to do. We talked and wrapped and laughed, and before we knew it, it was time to unpack the first pastel. Now, who's ready to try it?
Oh yeah, that's nice. Pastel.
And then it was my time to try. All right, so I'm finally getting to try an ayaca, and usually you only get it with pork fillings or with chicken or beef, like Trisha was making earlier. But very seldom will you find somebody who is actually willing to try it with something else, like either the vegetarian version, like she said,
or with tuna, like what I'm about to have. So just unwrapping this is smelling like Christmas, and it's amazing. So now for the taste test. I think this is one of the ones that I wrapped myself.
Yeah, you wrap that, yes. See, now this is a first, yeah.
This isn't just great food and good tasting. It tastes like Christmas, and it's all of these memories that come with it, because this is what I usually eat for Christmas in Curacao as well. So this is excellent. It's really, really good. No, that is so good.
Thank you for coming to the Cousoumeh experience. It was our pleasure hosting you, and we hope that you will be back.
So Trisha's pastels, or ayacas like I call them, are the best I have had in years. And I'm not just saying that because she's a dear friend. Now, if you would like to book Trisha's Cousoumeh experience and you want more of my recommendations to plan the very best St. Martin vacation of your life and experience all that the island has to offer like a local, all you have to do is scan this QR code on your screen right now for my ultimate locals guide to St. Martin. It's over 120 pages of travel tips, recommendations, best hotels and beaches, and of course, island deals from local friends just like Trisha. And because I feel very merry right now, I'm giving you 15% discount when you use this code on your screen right now. Now comment below and let me know if you would like to be in Trisha's kitchen soon, eating all of that great Cousoumeh Caribbean dishes she makes so well. And take it from me, it's an experience of a lifetime. You do not want to miss this. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share this video. And of course, head on over to the podcast Paradise Perspectives for more of my conversation with Trisha Damas Rogers. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Riselle, the Traveling Island Girl on social media. Happy holidays from St. Martin.